Well, this was a very interesting panel. The representation was primarily from the Chesapeake Basin, but the issues seem to be universal across the state with the development of TMDLs, the impact that has on, and anticipated impact with new stormwater permits. The organizations that have to be created in order to resolve these problems, whether it be through watershed-based planning, as is being done in New York, multi-municipal planning, and being done in the West-Hicken, and how effective those can be. And then, of course, in Allegheny County, the problem is we don't have that unity, and we're talking about 130 municipalities under the gun to do individual planning, which becomes difficult to organize that and make it universal, and developing the consensus process to start change in our region. In Philadelphia, I think one of the best issues with regarding stormwater management and CSO control is that it is one government entity or one government boundary. Even though it's the city of Philadelphia and the county of Philadelphia, it's the same geographic area. In Allegheny County, the charge is 130 municipalities with near 800 or so elected officials and still involved in the decision process. We have an infrastructure issue that's going to cost upwards for the entire county, probably approaching $4 billion. But we haven't learned how to manage that within the government structures that we have right now. So we have a real challenge here with that. In Philadelphia, they've been given the opportunity because they can control land use decisions. They can incentivize through stormwater utility fees and through the redevelopment and approaches to implement green infrastructure during urban renewal, which is a great opportunity. We haven't done that in Allegheny County or Western Pennsylvania. One of the things that was discussed in the panel was the concept of a MPDS permit, a MS4 permit that would be issued not to municipalities, but to watersheds. But that requires municipal countywide planning, implementation, that sort of thing to make something like that happen. But I think that has to be the wave of the future. Representative Harper emphasized that from a legislative standpoint, they're looking at additional legislation to allow individual first and second class townships and boroughs to adopt stormwater fee programs on their own. Right now there are some, I know with home rule municipalities, there are some restrictions about adopting that sort of thing. Of course, the idea of having something like that on a countywide basis would even be better, where things are more universal. I know in our region that becomes a problem with how do you distribute the fees, the revenues from these fees fairly across the municipalities.